This story was sent to me anonymously. The person who shared it didn't ask me to explain it or make sense of it. They only asked me to read it, exactly as it happened. I don't know what they experienced. I don't know what caused it. This is their account. I live alone in a one-bedroom apartment on the 3rd floor. It's not a new building, but it's clean enough. I've been there for about 2 years. My days are mostly the same. I wake up at 6:30, shower, coffee. I leave by 7:15. I work in an office downtown. I'm usually back home by 6. I cook something simple, watch something on my laptop, go to bed around 11. Nothing unusual. At least that's what I thought. The first thing I noticed was small. It was my bathroom light. I was sure I had turned it off before work. I always do. I don't like wasting electricity. But when I came home that evening, it was on. I stood in the doorway for a second, just looking at it. I told myself I must have forgotten. Maybe I was distracted. Maybe I was just tired that morning. I turned it off. That was it. The next week, it happened again. This time it was the kitchen cabinet, the one above the sink. I keep my plates stacked neatly. I always close the cabinet doors fully. It's a habit. When I came home, one door was slightly open. Not wide, just enough to notice. I didn't move for a few seconds. I just stared at it. I tried to replay the morning in my head. Coffee. Toast. Did I grab a plate? I couldn't remember. I closed it slowly. I told myself it was nothing. People forget things. I forget things. After that, I started paying more attention. Before leaving for work, I would pause in the doorway. I'd look at the living room, the kitchen, the hallway. I'd check the bathroom light, the stove knobs, the bedroom window. I even started taking pictures on my phone. Just quick ones. Nothing dramatic. The couch, the coffee table, the front door lock. I felt a little stupid doing it, but it made me feel calmer. For a few days, nothing happened. Everything matched the photos. Exactly the same. I started to think I'd overreacted. Maybe I'd been stressed. Then one Thursday, I came home later than usual. Around 8:30. The apartment felt normal at first. Quiet. Still. But when I stepped into the living room, I saw it. One of the couch cushions was on the floor. I stopped walking. My hand was still on my bag strap. I don't leave things like that. I'm careful. I took out my phone, opened the photo from that morning. The couch was neat, both cushions in place. I looked back at the floor. The cushion was face down, like it had been dropped. I listened. The refrigerator hummed. Cars passed outside. Nothing else. I walked through the apartment slowly, checked the bathroom, the bedroom. I even opened the closet in the hallway. It was empty. I checked the front door. The lock looked normal. No scratches, no damage. I picked up the cushion, put it back. I didn't call anyone. I didn't know what I would say. I told myself maybe it had slipped. Maybe it fell when I closed the door that morning. But I knew that wasn't true. After that night, I changed a few things. I bought a small indoor camera. Just one. I set it up on a shelf facing the living room and kitchen. It connected to my phone. I could check it any time. The first day I used it, I kept checking the feed at work. Every hour. Nothing moved. The couch stayed still. The light didn't flicker. I felt embarrassed for being paranoid. For 3 days, everything was quiet. Then on the fourth day, around 2:17 p.m., I got a motion alert. I stared at my phone screen. The notification just said movement detected. My heart felt heavy. Not fast, just heavy. I opened the app. The live feed showed my living room. Empty. The couch, the table, everything looked normal. I replayed the recorded clip. For the first few seconds, nothing happened. Then I saw it. Is less than has own. 5 hashes greater than. The camera shifted slightly. Not much. Just a small tilt. Like someone had touched the shelf. I froze at my desk. The clip ended there. No person. No sound. Just that slight movement. I zoomed in. Watched it again. The shift was real. I told myself it could be vibration. Maybe a truck passed by outside. But my building isn't that close to the street. I didn't leave work early. I don't know why. Maybe I was afraid of what I'd find. When I got home that evening, the apartment looked the same, but the camera was angled slightly downward. It had been pointing straight before. I checked the original setup photo. It wasn't the same. I didn't touch it. I just stood there. I listened. The silence felt different. Not louder. Just present. I walked to the bedroom. The bed was made, but one corner of the blanket was folded back. Just a few inches. I don't leave it like that. I pull it tight. I didn't move for a long time. I thought about calling the police. But what would I say? That my blanket moved? I felt ridiculous. That night, I locked my bedroom door. I had never done that before. I pushed a chair under the handle. I lay in bed with the lights off. I didn't sleep much. Around 2 a.m., I heard something. A soft sound in the hallway. Like a slow step. I stopped breathing. I told myself it was the building settling. Pipes. Wood. Then it came again. Closer to the bedroom door. I didn't move. The handle didn't turn. The chair didn't shift. But I felt something on the other side. Just standing there. waiting. I stared at the door. After a while, the sound stopped. Completely. The silence after that felt heavier than the noise. I stayed awake until morning. When the sun came up, I opened the door slowly. The chair fell back. The hallway was empty. Nothing out of place. I checked the front door. Still locked. Windows closed. I went to work anyway. I didn't tell anyone. Since then, it hasn't stopped. Not every night. Not even every week. But enough. Sometimes it's a drawer slightly open. Sometimes it's the bathroom light. Twice, I've come home to find the bedroom door open. I always close it before I leave. Now I check the camera constantly. Most days, nothing happens. But sometimes, I get the motion alert. When I open the clip, the room is empty. But something feels off. Once, I heard a sound through the camera microphone. A slow exhale. Not loud, just close to the device. I replayed it over and over. Maybe it was interference. Static. I told myself it was nothing. But I don't leave my apartment the way I used to. I don't move freely inside it anymore. At night, I sit very still in bed. I listen to the hallway. Sometimes I think I hear breathing on the other side of the bedroom door. Sometimes I think I hear my name. Softly, like someone testing it. I don't answer. I don't get up to check. I stay still. I've thought about moving, but part of me is afraid that if I leave, I'll find something waiting in the next place too. Or maybe it's already here with me. I don't know. All I know is that when I come home now, I pause before unlocking the door. I listen from the hallway. Sometimes, I think I hear something moving inside. And sometimes, when I'm lying in bed at night, I feel certain that if I open the bedroom door, I won't be alone in the apartment. That's where the message ended. I never heard from them again. I don't know what happened after that night, or if anything ever changed. If you're listening to this in the dark, and something feels familiar, you're not alone.